Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my video. Asian MMA here. A little bit off topic of MMA. Today I'm going to be talking about, or give you a story, okay? As you know, I won the trip to Vancouver to see UFC 131. There's another spare ticket, okay? So I can bring a friend. Now let me ask you something, okay? I'm going to give you a scenario, okay? This contest, there's 3 draws to enter, okay? Each UFC event leading up to UFC 131, so UFC 128. UFC 129, or no, UFC 129, 130, and finally 131. Each time you were there in person live, you got a ballot to fill out, and you know that's your entry into the contest. Okay, so the very first UFC 129, me and this a really close buddy. Okay, me and this buddy probably knew each other since elementary school. We're like, okay, if you win, I'll take you. If you win, you take me, vice versa. So it increases our chances to win, right? So, you know, we made that agreement. Second UFC, it was GSP versus Jake Shields. No one wanted to see it at this place because this place gets ridiculously packed, man, because $10 gets you the fight, and they have like a food buffet at Stampede Casino, so, you know, this place gets ridiculously busy, so all of us avoided this place. And then finally, a third one, okay? I'm like, dude, are you still on? You know, are you still on coming to UFC 131? He's like, nope. I don't have $10. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what the fuck, dude? You know, what the fuck? You know, you had a whole month and a half to save up $10. I wipe my ass with $10, man. What's $10? You know, $10 is like 100 like bottle cans. You know, beer bottles. You know what's $10? I'm like, you had a fucking whole month and a half. And your excuse for not wanting to go is, oh, I don't have $10, man. You're not two, man. You're not two. You know, you have 2 hands, 2 feet. You can do anything, man. You have a credit card. You can return cans. You can, you know, what's $10, man? You probably have $10 saved up in pennies. So I'm like, okay, whatever, man. I asked him twice, you know. Once the day before, he's like, oh, I'll get back to you. And then the day before, I'm like, you want to go, you know? He's like, no, I don't have $10. I'm like, okay, why don't you just return some cans? So I end up going with my other friend. And one of his friends named Chris. So Ryan and Chris, okay? So when ended up in the fight, they brought over the ballots. You know, we showed up, and then I'm like, you know, okay, if you win, I'll take you. If you win, you take me. Because obviously, you know, our deal is canceled because. With my original friend, because you know he didn't show up. You have to be in the flesh. You know, you have to be there in person to claim the prize. Okay, so you know, is that really conceited of me to like go across my word and you know, kind of like backstab him? You know, so they did the draw. Obviously, I'm like, yay, I did it. I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm bringing you. And then the very first thing in my head, I'm like, oh man. This could be fucked up, man, because, you know, I told him I was going to take him, but, you know, I've known him for so long, I'm pretty sure he'll understand that, you know, it's a logical thing that the deal is canceled. So I was like, nah, I don't know, it's pretty sketchy. At first I lied, I'm like, okay, you say that you won. I told Ryan, okay, you say that you won, you're taking me, okay, text him this. And then so he texted him, and like an hour later, I'm like, oh my god, I've known this kid for so long, you know, I owe it to him to tell him the truth. So I left him a message on the phone. I'm like, dude, I won. You know, saying stuff like, yeah, we've known each other for so long. It should be okay. I hope you understand. And then he sends me a text message, and he's like, dude, so what's going on? You know, Ryan says he won, and now you're saying you won. What's going on? So I had to tell him again, and he's like, dude, that's bad, man. That's cold. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, a deal is a deal. I'm like, yeah, a deal is a deal, but the deal gets canceled if you don't go to the show. He's like, how so? I'm like, well, the whole purpose of you take me and I'll take you if we win is increase our chances to win, you know? If you don't show up, that decreases my chances to win. So why would I keep the deal with you? You basically, in theory, threw all your ballots that you collected. Instead of putting in the ballot box, you put it in the trash and stayed home. You know, my ballots are still in there, so you didn't even believe in your own ballots to win. So why would you believe in my ballots? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm like, so let's say our positions were switched, okay? Okay, Blaze, okay? I stayed home. No. I went to the fight. You still stayed home, and they called your name. I'm like, so does that mean you're gonna have to like pay for me to go to Vancouver, buy me UFC tickets? I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that, man. You know, the deal got canceled. Am I thinking it really illogically? Some quick notes, okay? I've already asked this to like a bunch of friends, a bunch of family members. I'm like, what do you guys think? I'm like, well, this is what they all say, okay? This is the most common thing I've heard. Well, it depends which friend you're closer to. I'm like, it has nothing to do with friends, man. It's all about like keeping your word, being a man. You know, I always keep my word, man. I always keep my word. And he didn't keep his word, you know? The whole point of going together and saying, I'll bring you, you bring me, is to increase your chance to win. If you stay at home, you know, that decreases my chance, so the deal's off, you know? Automatically, you know? You know? It doesn't work like that. I keep to my word. I'm like, if you go, you know, I'll take you. You know, if he would have came to the show, you know, guaranteed I would have taken him. But, you know, he fucked up the situation, and he caused all this trouble. Now he's having a like pissy bitchy fit, man. Something like a 16-year-old girl on a period would do, man. He can't find his tampons or something, man. So I'm just like, okay, roles reversed. They called your name. Now what? No, obviously I'm not gonna be retarded and say, oh, you have to spend like $800 to get me to Vancouver into the UFC, and you know, all that stuff, airfare. You know, you gotta do all that stuff for me. No, that's retarded. You know, I'm not retarded. So if you stay at home, the deal's off, and you know that's the logical choice. Obviously, you know, he's been my friend the longest, so he's the much closer friend compared to this guy Ryan. You know, the funny thing is he introduced me to Ryan, man, as a friend. So that's the funny part, man. I thought he would understand, but he's kind of like, this is pretty retarded, man. You guys give me your thoughts, man. Are you guys gonna give me the, well, it depends which friend you're closest to. It has nothing to do with friends. It's about making, keeping your word, being logical, being like fair. You know, it's not fair for me, you know, to give Blaze a part of my prize when he didn't even want to put his ballots into the draw. You know, it doesn't make sense. It's not fair for me. You know, why would, it's like the lottery ticket, man. You know, if me and him bought 3 tickets, you know, each individually those tickets are worth something different. Okay, if we win on the 3rd ticket, we share everything. But let's say 10 of us, okay, we bought 100 tickets, and there's one person out of the 10 of us just completely forgot to like fork up their money on that 99 day. I'm not a bad person, man. I demand that we split it with that one person, man. If you buy 100 tickets and the person like just completely blanks out, forgets one, and that's the jackpot, you gotta split it with them, man. But this is an individual thing, man. It's not like 100 tickets. But yeah, I just want to hear your guys' thoughts. I think I did the right thing by not taking him. But yeah, I always like to hear a second opinion. Yeah, thanks for watching. Love to hear your, you know, please comment.